everyone, we are at the Billabong Zoo waiting for the crocodile to be fed. Boy, yeah.
Really? I'm sure they can run fast.
Oh, mint. Is that lemon? What's that underneath that?
Is the star of our presentation. I'll just get you to quickly move past me, Brooke. That's the way. Our big boy Shrek. Now, when it comes to the water crocodiles, these days our planet's home to up to 24 species of these creatures, and 2 can be found here in Australia. The smaller one that you're getting up close and personal with moments ago, that's the smaller of our 2 Australian species. The one we're introducing you to now is not only the largest species found in Australia, it's the largest species of our worldwide crocodiles currently alive on the planet. Solarestine crocodiles are an animal which will typically range around 5 metres in size, and maximum lengths can stretch a touch over 6 metres. The largest ever recorded being an animal that was captured in the Philippines back in 2011, measuring in at a whopping 6.17 metres and weighing in just a touch under 1.2 tonne. Now, there have been many eyewitness reports over the years suggesting crocodiles that were somewhere between 7 to well over 9 metres in size. Despite the legitimacy of some of those stories, however, we are still to this day to find any firm or credible evidence proving the existence of such sized crocs. Anything over 4 metres is a generous sized animal and often given the appropriate nickname of being a monster croc, and that's exactly what we have right here. Now, Shrek, as you'll see, he is quite a good sized fellow. Shrek currently measures in at 4.65 metres in length and is weighing in well over 500 kilograms these days. Now, as far as Shrek's concerned, he's still a relatively young crocodile. We estimate him to only be around the early 40s. Come on, boy. Up you come. Good boy. And the average lifespan for a crocodile in its natural habitat can stretch well in excess of 90 years, and maximum lifespans, good boy, come on. Maximum lifespans of well over 100 have been recorded in captivity, one of the oldest of which being an animal that lives up in northern Queensland at the moment that's 114 and still powering along quite strongly. Now, where you can expect to find a saltwater crocodile here in Australia, they'll range throughout the coastal waterways, from around Broome in Western Australia right across our top end coastline and down the eastern coast of Queensland to usually areas around Townsville. However, they can stretch a bit further south, and they have been known to occasionally pop up around the Fraser Coast from time to time. Outside of Australian waters, you'll also find these creatures inhabiting the waterways around Papua New Guinea, Timor, the Philippines and some parts of Southeast Asia. Now, Shrek's a crocodile that grew up within the waterways of the Northern Territory, and he found his way into captive life. That followed being identified by the Northern Territory government as being a problem or a road croc. It was at this point in time that Shrek was captured, relocated out to a nearby crocodile farm, and from there had to patiently wait for a brand new home. You going in? Come on. Good boy. Despite not demonstrating that iconic ambush behaviour for a large crocodile, Shrek still does exhibit a number of his natural behaviours, and one of the more unique ones and quite spectacular ones that he likes to demonstrate for us actually takes place down in his deeper part of his pond. Now, what Shrek's about to go through the motions of demonstrating for you is a form of crocodile behaviour known as a tail walk. Now, tail walks, they are quite uncommon in large crocodiles out there in the wild unless there's a bit of human intervention involved. More often seen in much smaller, younger crocodiles. Now, tail walks are a behaviour that these animals develop very early on in life, using the power of their tail to lunge out of the water, occasionally pushing well over their entire body length up into the air. These tail walks, they aren't quite as fast and as agile as a smaller croc. They do appear more graceful to watch. He's got his very large head well clear of the water surface, very easy to spot what he's up to. As he gets ready to lunge, there'll be a brief moment of turbulence from the tail, and as he goes up into the air, we're potentially looking at anywhere from, that's your cue, Shrek, up 1, 2, And you missed that, you rushed it. There you go. A crocodile in excess of 4 metres can keep itself completely hidden underneath the water's surface, even in water that will only be around knee to about thigh deep, so around 2 to 3 feet. We'd think that being in such shallow wading water that you'd be quite safe and sound, that such a large animal wouldn't be able to sneak up on you. Now where we can see Shrek crystal clear here, in the natural waterways where these animals are found throughout the wetland areas and coastal waterways of northern Australia, the water is quite often much muddier and murkier, providing the perfect camouflage for this creature to be literally within a few feet or a few inches away and remain completely still and hidden away. Now it's at this point that the crocodile is ready to make that ambush. Now this is where it does start to get a bit technical. The crocodile just has to flick that tail and it can potentially come up to 10 feet out onto the bank and then just snatch up that prey. Anything that's much bigger, he'll start to calculate. If a large water buffalo, or even to that matter, a person comes in front of him, he may not make his move. For the simple reason that the likelihood of him being able to grab that food is about 50-50. There's a good chance that he might miss his mark by only having the lower half of the body to grab. There's a good chance that he mightn't be able to grab it well enough and that animal gets away. The problem there is that animal getting away, he makes a heap of noise and commotion, lets all the other animals know, they quickly clear off out of there. He's got to go straight back to square one. What he's waiting for is that big animal to drop itself down much lower. So as that water buffalo comes up to the water's edge and then lowers the front half of the body down to enter the water to cool off or to take a drink, that places it in the perfect position for that crocodile to ambush. Head and shoulders down at the crocodile's level, the crocodile can then surge forward and then swing that powerful head into the left or the right. Connecting with the body, it guarantees him a firm, secure hold with his jaws, and with his 500 kilos of body weight coming into the side of that large, powerful animal, it's enough to take that animal clean up its feet and then spin it back around into the water where the crocodile can then very quickly disappear under the surface. Now this all happens very quickly and quite often very silently. Usually the only evidence is the disappearance of that large animal and a big swirl of water by the water's edge. This sort of behaviour guarantees that the crocodile is not only going to successfully get that large food item, but he's also going to do it with minimal disturbance, making sure that other animals keep returning to that same spot day after day, week after week. When the crocodile's got a hold of its food within its jaws, it really is in 100% control. Crocodiles over 4.5 metres can produce an average bite force pressure in excess of 3,500 pounds per square inch. Now when you consider the strength of that jaw, coupled with anywhere up to about 66 teeth and attached to a body of muscle mass weighing well over 500 kilos, it gives you a pretty clear picture of why these animals have remained to this day to be one of the world's most successful apex predators. Good boy, good boy, there you go, good boy. For a crocodile up to Shrek's size, living out in the wild, he'd be at a size and age where he's, of the surviving eggs, when these creatures first hatch out, they start life off more or less at the bottom end of the food chain. A hatchling saltwater crocodile will usually only be somewhere around 20 to 25 centimetres in size. Starting off life so teeny and tiny, pretty much everyone else out there in the ecosystem that's bigger than you wants to eat you. Legal and sustainable way. Good boy, you're going to have to go for a walk for the last big piece. Bit of exercise. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Come on. By being able to provide crocodile products in a safe, legal and sustainable way, what this helped to ensure was that the illegal hunting, good boy, come on, up here on the rock, good boy, up, tar, you cheeky devil. Now the last little bit, you're probably going to go, I can't be bothered coming out all the way for that little bit, we'll try, come on, up we come, come on, good boy, come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Bit more. Come on. Good boy. All right, hold there.